What's up, Dragon Brood? So today, I'm the bad guy. It's about that time. I've been dodging it, but you know there's some powerful cards still remaining in Standard 2021 that I've kind of tried to avoid playing up to this point, but now we've done like 2 weeks worth of these videos. And you know, it feels like now's just the time, as good as any, if we're going to do it. Especially with next week ramping up, and we'll start seeing some of the Zendikar stuff, so that's going to start dominating things. Figured, why not go ahead and play the Simic Ramp deck? And I know it's going to play cards y'all don't want to see, as far as like Uro and Ugin. I'm not a fan of the cards either, but they are good and they exist. And you know, it only makes sense that I build at least one deck with them, so this is going to be one of them. But before we get into that, if you could, as always, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and then let's go take a look at this Simic Ramp deck. Now, I don't know who to give credit to this deck, because I looked around, because I'd seen the deck played against us a few times, so I already had an idea of what was in it and what the list looked like. But I looked around and saw several other creators who were playing this deck, and the lists were almost identical. They're plus or minus like one card here or there, but for the most part, this is kind of like the stock list. So I'm just going to play it as is and see what happens. But remember, again, as we have with all these standard 2021 videos, that there's a lot of ways to build these, so feel free to switch out whatever cards you want that fit your playstyle. Also, be aware that this deck may get better or worse when Zendikar comes out. We have no idea. The only thing is, if you like it, you can go ahead and craft whatever you want in this deck and know that you'll be able to play with it for at least 1 year from now in Standard. Anyway, let's go with the list. We've got Gilded Goose for just quick and easy mana. Jor-El, which I actually like this card anyway outside of this list, so I may be trying to find other lists that I can play this card in. Brazen Bar, we all know what that does. Cultivate, to keep the mana ramp theme going. Elvish Visionary, which also creates mana, but gives you a card as well, which can work with Jor-El real nicely. Uro, you know, the card we've all come to hate. Teferi, I'm trying a couple of these out. This might be the first deck I've actually had Teferi in, honestly, so this will be interesting for me. Playing 3 Elder Gargaroths, 4 Shark Typhoons, a couple of Sublime Epiphany, and this is another interesting card. I think it's cool, but it is expensive mana-wise, and I haven't had a chance to put it in any particular deck. The cool part is, when you cast it, you can choose any of these things. Counter a spell, counter an activated or triggered ability, return a permanent to its owner's hand, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and draw a card. Like, you can choose all of those if they make sense at the time you cast it, or just one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, whatever. So, like I said, it's a cool card. It's interesting. The artwork's kind of trippy, but I think we just have to kind of see how it works in actuality. A couple of Ugins, which we all know about Ugin. I've told you before in other videos, I'm not a fan. I don't like that the card exists, but it is a powerful card, and if I didn't build something with it, I would kind of just be not doing full service to this format. Playing a Castle Vantress, some islands, a lot of forest, 4 temples, and 4 Fabled Passage. So nothing here. I'm not trying to get fancy with this list. I'm not trying to do anything new or different. I think people who've seen the list or have played it are going to realize that this is very much similar to what they already have. And truthfully, it's not my particular playstyle with some of these cards, though it has stuff like, you know, Elder Gargaroth that I really like, Jor-El that I want to put into some other lists. But overall, it's actually a pretty powerful list, it looks like. But we'll find out if it holds up against everything. Let's go take it into the arena. Okay, man, I don't, ugh. Yeah, I guess we keep it. In the event that, like, if we do draw a non-tapped land for the next turn, we could just play Uro and put one of these others into play. If not, I guess we'll just play a Fable Pet. Not even that. We'll play this. Boy. Jeez. feel like we'll keep it. And then we'll just pass. No attacks. Let's see what we're up against. Because I don't really have an idea here. Okay, against Clover, huh? Fair. So, that complicates things a little bit. Because now I'm wondering if we should just go all out and just play it to Fairy. And then start putting pressure on the opponent. Because then if they could bounce stuff, they're going to be incentivized to bounce. Oh, we can't. Actually, I don't have enough mana. I'd only be able to play Uro. We could play Teferi next turn. Alright, well, I guess we gotta do it. God, all these Fable passages. This was not a good draw, I'd imagine, for this deck. But let's see what happens. We're a long way from over with this hand. And we are going to be putting a couple things in the graveyard to help Uro out, so... the opponent is only on mono green so far, though. Okay, here they go. They're going to go find their other lands now. Interestingly, the opponent may feel incentivized to shoot our goose and shoot us, which could be kind of interesting. Because we wouldn't really care that they did that. Nope, just an innkeeper. They are just blue-green adventures? Is that what we're being led to believe here? Not totally sure I'm buying it, if that's the case, but hey, what do we know? Alright, so we're going to mill a bunch of cards. So, I mean, in theory, we could get Uro whenever we want now. Oh, they're milling themselves. Oh, it's that type of deck. Well, that changes things a little bit. Not a ton, mind you, but definitely a little bit. Let's go get an island here. Not that it matters greatly. I mean, we're able to play whatever we need to now. But now I'm kind of curious. Opponent has access to 5 mana, maybe 6. I think we're going to Teferi. I'm gonna go get another forest. And then we're gonna activate Teferi's first ability. Well, dang. I don't know if I want a second Gargaroth or not. Something tells me I don't want more mana, but maybe I do. Let me read Teferi again. Target creature I don't control phases out. I'm gonna get rid of Gargaroth. Because I don't think we're gonna ever need more than one. Oh, I meant to put a stop during the opponent's upkeep. Gosh dang it. Didn't want him to get a free card here from this innkeeper. Oh well, opportunity missed. Uro. Gonna go to the graveyard, and then they can get Uro back out. Okay. I mean, if they do, they do. We'll deal with it. Okay, so they don't have another blue mana. But they can do it next turn. I mean, I guess I still should have got rid of that, but really didn't have an opportunity because I kind of had to wait for them to put it into play. Let's... They're just going and looking for cards here, right? Alright. So sure. I mean, we'll just work up to plussing the fairy, I guess. Taking 2 turns is okay. Okay, they're gonna exile our graveyard. seems okay. We just won't get our Uro, but that's neither here nor there, really. They do have an Ugin of their own, and that's probably going to bring this to a close. Because they only need one more mana for Ugin. Alright, so we lose our graveyard. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. Alright, well, I'm not sure what we're going to do against an Ugin. Other than have one of our own. Which is kind of funny, mind you. So, this kind of creates an interesting thing, right? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they play their Ugin, then we can Ugin back and kill theirs. Which is kind of amusing. We'd be minus the fairy. So actually, I messed up actually. I should have kept Gargaroth. Or discarded Gargaroth, kept the other Teferi, because this one's going to die to their Ugin. Then when they started making creatures, I'd be able to get rid of theirs. But I messed up. So now I got to come up with a backup plan. We'll put this in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so we can Ugin next turn. We'll just pass. I mean, we could make food. Opponent can do whatever they want to do here. I mean, we may have to play our Gargaroth just to encourage them to play their Ugin. Because now we're in a game of, like, the second Ugin's better than the first Ugin. As silly as that is. Though, I mean, if they don't, we just play our Ugin and then we don't even minus. We just start plussing, right? And they don't really have an answer unless they draw a Brazen Borrower. So yeah, I mean, we just play our Ugin. I mean, what are they going to do? Though what's funny is now we could Ugin for -3. That would be cute. There's so many choices here of things. Let's make a food. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and plus Fairy because I don't know if this extra card will matter. Well, that can go in the graveyard. We don't mind that. How many cards do we have over there now? 3. Okay. Oh, so what do we do here? Let's say we do Ugin. And we still have 4 counters on our Ugin, so they wouldn't be able to Ugin us back. As silly as that. We're using Ugin as a verb now. Gosh. I mean... Alright, bare minimum, let me set a stop during the opponent's upkeep. Because here's what I'm thinking. I may just play Ugin straight up. Shoot this. Exile this. And then just see what happens from there. And just force the opponent's hand. Actually, I'm not even gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna -3. I'm gonna -3. I don't know why. This is what I'm gonna do. It was nice knowing you, Goose. You did some work, but not what we're looking for here.
You are too dangerous to know.
Alright, we can just discard that. And then we'll pass. Because now we're gonna get into a situation where we may be able to ultimate either of these. All right. What's your plan here, opponent?
An opportunity to act rash.
Like target my Ugin?
Is the
You can kill it over 2 turns?
to fail.
That would make sense. But then if they do that, they're risking us getting Teferi working. Still fine with that.
I will
Ooh, that was hot. That was a good pickup. So we can... Wow, how do we want to do this? This is so tempting. Alright, so we can target their Ugin to put it down to 7. They could put it, or actually put it down to 6. They could put it back up to 8. But then, yeah, we have so many choices. Almost enough cards in the yard. Let's do this. And then I'm gonna target their Ugin. Force some plays from the opponent's hand, I think. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna get rid of that. And then pass, giving us maximum choices here. So now we don't even need to be worried about our own Ugin. The opponent doesn't know that, obviously. They may want to kill our Ugin. So Ugin is targeting to Fairy. Is that accurate? Okay. Let's go ahead and plus. Even though we're probably just going to discard whatever we're drawing. Yep, I can go away. So, oh, I thought, yeah, that was weird. Every time I highlighted, it looked like it was targeting to Fairy. That's not cool. I only did that. Oh, man. Dang it. Man, that's super unfortunate. Like, I only... Ugh. Man. That sucks. I mean, it wouldn't change greatly what I was going to do, but I might have made a different decision. Okay, sure. That's fine. Yeah, I would have waited on even activating it, possibly. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't change much, because I would have used a lot of the same choices here. Alright. So, I think we're not quite game over. But it does change what we're going to have to try to do here. Ah, boy. What do we do? What do we do? I feel like I missed something. I'm pretty sure I misplayed this turn all the way around, honestly. And we're both at so much life, though, that I can't really just scoop here. What do we do? We could bounce Ugin. If we really wanted to. I feel like that's the play. Then we play Gargaroth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could Gargaroth to Fairy. They -5. Then we kill their Ugin. That's so many things to have to try, but okay. Oh. Target non-land permanent? What? Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Oh, I feel like I'm missing something. It didn't let me target Ugin. Now I'm just confused, guys and gals. I don't know what just happened. Like, I for real don't know what just happened. That's very confusing to me. Okay. Weird. For real, I'm genuinely confused. I had planned that whole turn around that play, and it apparently doesn't work. Okay. Well, that's a thing I now know, I guess.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Wow, I think I'm just gonna have to throw this game out. Like I already played 2 turns ago. I messed up, but then what am I missing? Return target non-land permanent an opponent controls to their hand. And Ugin's not protected from anything. Okay, I don't... Huh. I am so confused. Genuinely. Like, I'm not even just playing this up for the camera or anything, y'all. Like, I, for real, don't know what happened. Like... I'll have to go back and review this when I'm done and just figure out like, if I just missed something. I don't... Because I feel like I did. There's probably something obvious. And I'm sure y'all will tell me in the comments. Because, you know, people like to tell content creators when they screw up. But this one, I'm totally open to because I have no clue what happened. Yeah. Because, like... yeah. I'm just going to go to the next game. Ugh. Alright, let's try to play this one better. I mean, I think that's gonna bother me till I get to go back and review this like that last game. I am so confused by what happened. And I think what makes it worse is like I genuinely thought, I'm like, oh, I have like a good plan lined up here, and then it wasn't. That's literally it. Like, had a good plan, then I did. Against a red deck, how do we want to do this? Let's go ahead and advance our mana just to be on the safe side this way. I'll put 1 in play. We'll go get an island to put in our hand. Then we'll just play the Visionary next turn. May or may not die. We'll find out. We're definitely going to be giving up a card. To that Robber of the Rich. No attacks. And then we get to play Gargaroth. That should be kind of nice. Alright, you're going to claim, but... that doesn't do... I mean, we'll block, I guess. That's a pretty weak claim. I guess you got to do it, though, if that's all that's in your hand. But yeah, we're just straight up tapping our mana. Why did it ask me if I wanted to resolve that? Like, of course I do. Next, we'll attack the 2. Not sure how the red deck's going to overcome this. This will be impressive. An axe can fight. That is a thing with words. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana if we want it. So tricky here, we can attack with Gargaroth. Make a beast. If they block with everything, it won't do anything for them. Alright, we're gonna play this. And then I don't think we lose from here. I mean, because now just Brazen Borrower can just pick up anything that gets Ember Cleaved. Probably just an axe. Let the Ember Cleave just sit there. Block up everything else. And then that's it. Opponent's effectively left with no board. No effects. I mean, we will block. In the ways that make the most sense. We will also make a beast, just to try to end the game next turn. Sure, Embercleave happens. Yep. This one, I think we are going to mulligan, I think. Because, like, even if we go and get a forest, play a goose on 2, we still have an untapped land, can't do anything. Yeah, this is probably more reasonable. Get rid of that. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. Now let's draw a goose. Okay. Now it's asking a lot. Okay, let's see what this turns into here. Opponent's name is 099 or Z00099. However you, or 0099. I don't know. Could be pronounced a lot of ways, I guess. But I'm assuming it's 099. Being very creative. Alright, Innkeeper. Not a surprise. We see so many of these things these days. We'll end the turn. See what the opponent wants to do here. They have wishes, sure, just straight up. Sounds like a plan. Just gonna pass. That is an interesting card. I mean, I guess we'll see if they have Clover plus Stomp. Could be a real possibility. I think for me, having not played it enough, I need to really think about how I'm going to use a Shark Typhoon. Oh, Maze Mind Tome. Didn't expect to see that. Now this is kind of making me question what we're up against. I don't feel so confident playing some of these other cards. I kind of want to just play an Uro, put the Fable Passage into play, and then play Cultivate here. But the opponent doesn't have much. I mean, they probably have a Brazen Bar. Card's super good. We're even playing it. Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright, we'll put that into play. I mean, if nothing else, we may just try to Shark Typhoon. I don't know, just straight up play one. Wouldn't be opposed to that idea at this point. Alright, get that. Play a Cultivate. I mean, it does keep stopping, so the opponent has something they can do here. I'm assuming that it's a Brazen Bar, but maybe it's not. Just put this into play. So next turn we'll have access to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 mana. We could try to resolve a Shark Typhoon and then Brazen Bar or something. That would get us at least a 2/2 flyer and bounce a thing. Then we can start seeing what happens after that. Alright, they're going to Beanstalk Giant to get some lands. Seems relevant. Interesting. They don't even want to take a chance on us getting any damage through. They're like, no sir, we are not attacking. You do not get to attack us for 2. Okay. So, stick with plan A. I mean, the thing is, I assume this gets Brazen Barred, right? So, it's the whole reason we don't want to make a token. We could Gargaroth, and then just let him bounce the Gargaroth, then try to play it next turn. That's not awful. I mean, because they're going to try it at some point, so let's go ahead. And then we'll just pass. See, there it is. That's what we were waiting on. Alright, now we can start doing other things. Yep, scry to your heart's content. Oh, they left it on top. That's not what we wanted to see. Must have been a clover. Nope, another innkeeper. That's pretty good too, considering what's in their hand. I mean, that's a couple of cards. That's not nothing. Alright. Still only 3 cards in our yard, so we're not getting that Uro anytime soon. And I know we have Gargaroth and nothing else at this point. Alright, Shark Typhoon. Just straight up Shark Typhoon. I'm not sure if this is the right play, but we're about to find out. No attacks. I mean, because here's the thing. Like, we can now bounce something, block a Brazen Borrower. Oh, they got a Clover. Okay. We don't like that. That is going to be a problem. Ugh. Surely they're going to go get, like, a Wilt or something silly. Actually, the 1 green mana one. Man, why did they find the Clover there? Okay, well, there's not much we're going to be able to do about it. I mean, we just got to let them have it. Kind of disappointing, but what can we do? Yeah, that to stop a roll makes sense. I mean, they all have Tormod's Grift at this point. Yep. This repeal makes sense. Though that does limit the number of cards in their hand, so we don't feel terrible about this. Okay. We can bounce a thing. So if we can bounce something. It just gains life. We don't really care about that. Don't want to give them more scries. I think we just bounced the Clover. I mean, bouncing an Innkeeper would be nice, but I don't think that does enough here. Sure. We knew that was coming. We will minimize some of our damage. The downside is they can play their big giant, very likely, and we've got the ability to bounce it, but that just results in more cards for them, so we don't love that at all. It's like the opposite of what we like. And I think we just pass. No attacks. I think we're just going to take it easy here. Ah, they keep leaving stuff on top. That's not what you want to see when your opponent scries. Alright, how bad is it? Brazen Bar make me pick up my board. Alright, Beanstalk Giant, go get some more things. The interesting thing is, if the opponent messes around, because of the way priority works, we could end up still getting to cast this Uro out of our yard if they aren't careful. Alright, they do have a fistful of cards again, with 3 active mana. Alright, Lovestruck Beast, sure. It all makes sense. I mean, they could put a lot on the Gargaroth if they wanted to, put the whole team on it. Oh, there's a Brazen Bar. Okay. Well, we're going to do this. I mean, the good news is we're at 22. We're not really in any danger. The opponent's also being very conservative. I'm not quite sure why. I might as well just put that in play. I mean, them taking 3 wouldn't have been the end of the world for them, but hey, teach their own. I think we just do this and see what our other options are. Opponent already knows the cards in our hand, mostly. Alright, we'll play that. That could help. And then we end. So now we can hunt for an Ugin if we wanted to. I mean, that's a thing. Don't know how much we love it, but it's something we could do. Ugh, escape to the wilds. That's bad. Yeah, what's funny is I think this deck feels like it holds up pretty good against some things, but I think against Team Adventures, it's actually not fast enough. All your stuff is big and slow, so you're really kind of playing around the opponent's Brazen Borrowers, I feel like. But then again, I'm also openly willing to admit that I am not maximizing these draws by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, well there goes our Gargaroth. Yep. He's dead. Yep. Don't disagree with that at all. Though that being said, if this is a tough matchup for it, I'm kind of wondering why this list doesn't just play like one thing that deals with artifacts or enchantments. Or like one set of 4, because we have room. And we have a lot of cards that we're just drawing for the sake of drawing in some cases. Unfortunately, we still only have like 4 cards in the graveyard too. I'm going to put a stop during our upkeep. I'm not sure though. How many lines? 4, 8, 9, 10. We have to use 4 for this. So that leaves 6. I'm not sure what we're hoping to do with this, but okay. That doesn't do much. But we're going to get the card below it anyway. And we don't really want to put anything else into play here. Or at least not in the graveyard, knowing what can happen. Ah, no Teferi or anything? Alright. Oh, gosh. Alright, sure. At least you can block the 1/4s. At least you get shot out of the air, but you know. 26 cards to 38 cards. I don't think that's going to be the deciding factor in this game. But it may be. I don't know. I mean, the opponent's not doing a whole lot. I think I mentioned it before, but like, I am not a fan of anything, like any of the go-get stuff from outside of the game cards. No matter what color or anything. Okay, so now they're going to go turn off Ugin, which would make sense. Oh yeah, so now, like, the opponent just, yeah, alright, we can move on. Alright, we will keep this. Mostly because we can just play Temple. I have no idea if and when we're going to need that. Let's let that go. We're going to shuffle the library anyway and draw some cards here, so no need to worry about that card too much. Oh, this Gilded Goose is not going to live very long, is it? That's okay, though. We're not going to do anything else with this. So I think we should... You know what? We already have 4 mana, though. We're going to have the Visionaries plus the cards they draw. I'm just going to do this. They're likely to try to kill the goose this turn anyway. Let's just end. Alright. Bring it, opponent. Deals 4 damage. Alright, sure. That's not how I thought it was going to die, but hey, we weren't wrong. The goose didn't make it. That is so funny. Okay, not at all how we intended that, but hey, we'll take our 1. Seems reasonable. I think we're just going to make the opponent spend some resources here. If they want to get through our stuff. Plus, if the Visionary lives, the next turn we can play Visionary plus Brazen Bar or something. And that's a real thing. And then just play 8 Uro. Nope, there's Bone Crusher Giant. Makes sense. Alright, well, we've got a couple of things in the graveyard now. Setting up for Uro nicely. Let's see. We're going to put a land anyway. We can... I was just thinking we could Uro, then bounce something if we wanted to. That seems reasonable. I mean, I don't know. It feels a little bit greedy. Maybe that's not what we need to be doing. Ugh, so many Llanowar Visionaries. These are not the cards we wanted to find. I would like to draw Jor-El or something during these exchanges. That would be great. Yeah, we'll just block. Like, I'm not sure if the opponent assumed we wouldn't block there, but they obviously don't know me. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if we can find a land here. Untapped land. Not quite. We'll just pass. I mean, we've got 3 life sitting on the table. We've got 3 life in hand. We have a couple of Brazen Borrowers. We got the Sublime Epiphany if we want it. So we're not really hurting for much, honestly. We get to Stonewall the opponent this turn. Make them replay that next. So if they have Embercleave or something, we're going to make them work for it. No easy outs here. Let's go ahead and play one of these. Get us some life there. Goose isn't bad. Goose is okay here. And then we just pass. No need for us to attack. What else can we do with this? We could counter a spell. We could return a creature. We could make another Visionary. And then we could draw a card. That would be cool. I like that exchange. Let's do that next turn. That's everything but counter an activated ability. Unless maybe they tried to Embercleave or something. But don't think that's where we're at. We have almost enough cards in the graveyard. But I think this is the way we're going to go. Only because I've never cast a Sublime Epiphany, so let's do it. Yeah, by the way, if y'all don't watch, there's another channel called Guga Foods. The guy makes the most amazing things with meat. But when he goes into his video, says, so let's do it. It's really funny. Those of you that know, he's got like 1 million subscribers. So like, those of you that know will know. Alright, we're going to counter a spell. We're going to return a permanent. We're going to make a copy of a thing, and we're going to draw a card. So the first thing. Okay, we're countering a spell, so return a target non-land permanent. Target a creature we control to copy. Target player draws a card. That's everything. We got almost all the value. Look at that. And we got a bonus card, and we got another card. Then we get a temple. Yeah, now we get to start doing some things. Oh, do we have enough for Uro now if we wanted it too? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that temple into play. That can just go away now. I guess because we can play the other one. It doesn't really matter which one we keep. They both come into play this turn. Yep. Okay, we're keeping. Let's do it to it. Alright, this bird's probably getting shocked, but what's his life? It did not get shocked. Interesting. So it gets stomped? Okay, fair enough. Well, it didn't do anything for 2 turns. We'll take that in the exchange. Ugh. I mean, I like the life, but we need a couple more lands. Need these Gargaroths to be doing some work. Alright, well, I'm not going to give the opponent another easy target by playing the Visionary here. Because there's a chance we would play the Visionary and then nothing would happen. And I would rather do this to guarantee we can cast Gargaroth next turn if we like. And that makes me feel like they have another giant. So we're not even going to worry about anything that could hurt us there. Alright, they're playing that. Let's go Gargaroth. Alright. I mean, they could double block and we could trade. I would not be opposed to a trade here. Drawing all the cultivates is not awesome. Not bad, but not awesome. And we're pretty certain they have another Bone Crusher Giant. So it's 2 cards. If this dies, it's 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards to go along with the Uro. So we could get the Uro back next turn if we played it this turn. Okay, let's attack. We're going to make a 3/3. I mean, they may choose not to block if they're going to try some weird Embercleave shenanigans, but that seems like a bad plan on their part. Yeah, block and get your little 1/1s. Get 3 of them. Alright, we're going to go get an island here. And then I think... let's just play Uro with the assumption that we can get this Visionary dead. Whether they kill it or we block with it, doesn't really matter. All effectively the same. And we picked up another Uro, so that's not bad. So we can get one in play and a new one in the yard. Like that. Told ya! There's the Bone Crusher Giant. Opponent can attack, we'll block. Absolutely. Probably some damage coming at this thing that's not going at us. Infuriate? Sure. We are okay with that. Like, the opponent's having to spend some real resources to get back at us here. Oh, did I misclick one? There we go, missed one. There we go, 5. So we're going to go to 24, get a card. That's nifty. Alright, well, let's just start putting more stuff in the yard. Alright, that's pretty nice. Man, I didn't even think about this. At instant speed, you can make an Uro. if you needed life even. That's pretty nifty. So many things. Lots of things you can do with this card. Raid Bombardment. Whenever a creature you control powered 2 or less attacks, Raid Bombardment does 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. Oh, okay. That's one of the other arena special cards or whatever. Okay, well, I mean, we just do our thing. No attack. Well, that should do it. I mean, we cultivate, then brazen bar that thing. I mean, we could also... Man, I don't know. There's so many options here. None of them... It's weird. We're at the point of the game where none of the options, I think... I mean, they all matter, but not significantly more than the other ones at this point. I mean, we can almost just win with Jor-El. Just pumping that up to whatever crazy amount. 2 cards in the yard. Opponent goes to attack, we'll just bounce that. We're not too worried about them having their giant as a blocker here. I mean, we're truly at the stage where we may be just playing Uro to shoot a giant for 3. I mean, a Ugin to shoot a giant for 3. Yep. Well, that was kind of a fun experiment, you know. I would say the deck's good. It's very powerful. We didn't get to see it against a variety of decks, unfortunately. I kept running into the same 2 decks. What I would say, though, is if you're worried about the Clover matchup, I would probably, or the Adventures matchup, I would look into maybe playing 3 copies of something that destroys artifacts, and probably even make it like Bronodon being the card of choice, because you can sacrifice it. Also adds to Ugin's, I mean to Uro's escape, which is awesome. And then you also get the ability of having a 3/4 in some of the creature matchups. I think you have enough of everything else where maybe you could skim like 1 cultivate, 1 of something else, you know, find some room. Because you draw so many cards, you'll get to them anyway if you really need them, I think. But against the red decks, obviously we did pretty well. Yeah, just overall the deck is powerful. It's not on the cheaper side, whether you're playing in paper or arena. It's going to cost you a lot of wild cards or mythics if you don't have them already. But the good news is you can still play with them for up to a year, so you can kind of do it freely. And this is the type of deck that probably will have some amount of play regardless of what comes out in Zendikar. Even if it's not like top tier competitive, like the cards will still be strong enough that you'll find a home for many of them. But yeah, that's probably it. Not a whole lot to say about this one, as it's appeared on a lot of other channels. A lot of the people have built different versions of them. So, you know, I was just kind of just going through it, including it in the list of stuff. So if somebody's going through our library of standard 2021 decks, this at least shows up and it's not omitted for, I don't know, personal reasons. It's at least there. But yeah, if you haven't, remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell, as usual. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.